imagine these body shots, especially from Alex, lower, and then followed by the uppercut. Just yeah, I think he tried to double hammer fist him. Yeah, Alex was going in at the end, but standing across from Alex Pereira as you feel your breath becoming more labored and he's getting more aggressive, you're backing up and he's coming forward. That's one of the most terrifying scenarios in combat sports because you know you're not going to get taken down. You're not going to get submitted. He's going to blast you with his dense stone hands until you're no longer conscious. But still, Khalil put on a great performance in that scenario. Now let's talk science and break down this fourth round. Alex has been putting on a deliberate and tremendous amount of pressure to slow Khalil down, and it's working. And he's been reading Khalil's movements, and he sees the lead hand of Khalil going out, and he gets his lead hand inside, and his lead hand is already quite extended, and so he just has to flick it and get inside of Khalil's shoulder to land that jab, and Khalil tries to respond immediately. That's one of the core points that Alex had to deal with, is the constant responses from Khalil, and we're going to see him start responding to the responses, but he's pulling back. That was his most common defensive reaction to Khalil stepping in with the left hand. And an important detail, when he backs up, notice how he immediately starts trudging back forward, and in rhythm with his steps, he throws that left outside leg kick, which is even dangerous versus southpaws. Normally it's the right leg versus orthodox, but he was throwing the left versus southpaws, which he has a history of doing, and it's perfectly timed because Khalil didn't expect it to be coming, so his back foot was off the ground, lead leg was planted, so all his weight was on that leg. It makes it even more painful and effective. Alex does a little bit of hand play right there to bring Khalil's attention up, to distract away from the leg kick, and then he's going to use that lead hand to boom, just all of a sudden snap into a jab. So that lead hand is active. He doesn't know if he's feinting to set up a leg kick or if he's actually going to shoot out to land a jab, and he shoots out to land a jab, and then Khalil gets hurt by that because it surprises him. Now, Khalil's speed was giving Alex a lot of issues in this fight, especially in the earlier rounds. And Khalil's able to land a good jab right here. He does a little feint before, which helps set it up. But even with his speed, since he has to take such a big step, the step serves as somewhat of a telegraph. And so you see Alex is able to turn away at least partially and take a lot of steam off of that. Whereas Alex doesn't have to take those big steps in. And so it's easy for him to land his jab. And so Khalil's slowing down, plus the telegraph is kind of decreasing the speed. It's allowing Alex to make better reads. Now, Alex is very aware that when he jabs at Rountree, there's going to be a response. A lot of times that step in left hand, and so Alex is fading back right after he jabs. This time, Alex uses his jab to bait out an attack from Rountree. And so he jabs, and you can tell that he's waiting because look at his eyes. He's waiting for that left hand to come. As soon as it does, he just barely slips out of the way, comes over top with the right hand because the inertia is carrying Rountree's body through, and so he can't really do anything to react in time. And right hand comes over top, and he tries to follow with that left shovel hook. It just barely misses. Now, he was building up to find his counter the entire fight, but he was struggling in the early rounds because of the speed. And I'll say this, it's important to mention, people always say timing beats speed. The important caveat is that great speed makes it easier to have great timing, and great speed can mess with someone's timing and make it not as great, which is what those early rounds you were seeing. This is an intentional jab trap he's setting, not just because we could see it earlier, but because he does it again. Jab, wait, slip, pull, right hand over top, and he falls with the left hook. He loves that right to left combo. We'll talk about that pretty soon. Alex is getting pretty comfortable in these exchanges, and you can tell because his hands are dropping. So he's found the range and he's found the timing, and he's landing shots. Khalil is missing big shots. One of the common patterns in Alex's style is that early on in the fight, you'll see him push his arms out to serve as kind of a barricade and blockade of any punch lanes down the middle. If you look at this fight, you'll see the same thing. But as he becomes more confident across the fight, his hands will drop, and especially when he goes on the hunt trying to finish the fight. That can run him into some issues, obviously, but that's a part of his style. Again, Alex is gonna jab. The jab is the bait for the trap, and when he springs the trap, it's uppercut and then left shovel hook. Very similar to the combo that dropped Yuri in the first fight, but that shovel hook rocks Khalil, and it's all downhill from here. It's been downhill this fourth round, but it's only going to get worse. Again, in the beginning, I was talking about that nightmare scenario. This man is loading up a punch machine shot, the type of shot that you pull back to get a high score on the punch machine. And it's so heavy that Khalil almost gets knocked off his feet. He gets knocked off one of his feet. He's leaning over to the side. So yeah, his hands are so heavy. It is what it is. Pereira is taking his time because Rountree is countering in between shots. And since he's taking his time, he's making some smart reads. Instead of just throwing shots around the guard, underneath the guard, he peels the guard down with the lead hand, comes around with a big right hook. And even then, Rountree's trying to respond. Well, not right there. He gets blasted with the up jab, which is a good move from Alex because it cuts off the trajectory. Rountree's headed to the left. It cuts him off to the left, and Rountree's getting blasted. But again, he's still responding. And so Alex is going to take it slow, but Alex is trying to finish him. To finish the fight, he builds off the adjustment that he saw earlier, which was the high guard was so high that the elbows were like up, right? And since the elbows are up, the body is open. He goes to the body, and this even the pain is probably amplified by orders of magnitude because Khalil Rountree is gassed, and since he's gassed, I would imagine these body shots, especially from Alex, lower, and then followed by the uppercut. Just yeah, I think he tried to double hammer fist him. Yeah, Alex was going in at the end, but great finish from Alex. Great performance from Rountree. He made it a tough night. One of Alex's toughest defenses, if not his toughest at light heavyweight. Let me know if you want me to look at the other rounds because there's some great highlights from Alex's defense. If you do, let me know in the comments. More stuff releasing very soon. I've been working on a video unboxing, and that'll come out soon. That is all. I'm out.